Hello Internet, 60x Self, still here talking about Persona 5 because this is a long game and I don't have a lot of free time. Now before I get going, from here on out I'm going to remind every week, spoilers, 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 spoilers. I'm sharing where I am in the game, so there are going to be spoilers. So a little catch up, the squad is squaring off against the hacker group Medjed, at Medjed, and Medjed will devastate the Japanese economy with a large-scale hacking attack unless the Phantom Thieves give up their false justice. But Futaba is going to help us expose Medjed before they can do that. Now we're just killing time until at Medjed or Futaba make their move. Oh, and at some point the at symbol got dropped and everybody just says Medjed. How sad. The day of the cleanse comes, and it's also the anniversary of Wakaba's death. And on that anniversary, Sojiro has a cup of coffee. While he's drinking his coffee this morning, he tells the squad that he doesn't believe Wakaba's death was a suicide. He believes it was something shady perpetrated by some people who wanted to steal her research. Not that Sojiro would ever tell Futaba that, surprise! Here comes Futaba to enjoy a cup of Sojiro's coffee. And holy crow, she is chatty now that she is awake. It's actually a little bit weird. We went from a tragic case of mental illness to a super cutesy, super shy, typical anime girl. But whatever, she is ready to take care of Medjed. Like, right now. So let's do this. And by do this, I mean watch Futaba tap away at a computer for the entire day, and then promptly pass out. Hope that went well. So the next day, the squad gets together to watch the news, and hope that that went well. And it's good news. The cleanse of Japan did not happen, and the only word from Medjed is on their website, which is now plastered with the Phantom Thieves logo. Oh, and someone published the personal information of a suspected Medjed member. Hell yeah, Futaba, good job. Oh yeah, and how did you know so much about Medjed and this person's personal information? Right, Futaba founded Medjed. She originally used the alias with good intentions, but a bunch of people latched on to the anonymity of Medjed, and a collective of hacker criminals came to be. Bummer. Small aside, on that news broadcast, a distinguished gentleman, that's his name, speaks out against the Phantom Thieves, who is also obviously the man who accused Yoshi of assault. I'm also guessing that he's Black Mask. But moving on, we flash forward and Sai Nijima reveals the next target of the Phantom Thieves, Okumura. And again, I don't really like that the flash forward tells us what's coming in the story well before it's revealed naturally. It's useful for dramatic irony, I suppose, but I'd rather the story just play out. Yeah, let's talk about Justine and Caroline a little bit. They're the Velvet Room attendants? I haven't talked about that yet. Okay. Well, let's talk about that first. The Velvet Room is a recurring area in each Persona game. It's meant to be different for each person who enters the Velvet Room, and it's a reflection of them, I think. Could be it's just a cool place for the protagonists to do their Persona fusing. But anyway, it's a different room and a different aesthetic in each game. In Persona 5, it's a prison, and you fuse personas via execution, and different forms of execution accomplish different things, whether it's by guillotine, electric chair, hanging, solitary confinement. Yeah, it's kind of brutal in the Velvet Room this time around. And the only constant in the Velvet Room is its master, Igor, a handmade puppet brought to life. I've always assumed brought to life by Philemon, but we haven't seen Philemon since Persona 2, so who knows. Igor always has attendants, sometimes one, sometimes many, and in Persona 5, those attendants are two prison guards, Caroline and Justine. One of them's nice and one of them's mean. So anyway, they have a mysterious list of personas with specific skills that I need to present to them one by one. And this requires Yoshi to fuse the correct sequence of personas to have the end result with that specific skill. However, this list, they don't actually know where it came from. It just came to them. They recognize the penmanship on the list, and it makes them feel some sort of nostalgia, but they don't really know where it's coming from. Really, I haven't talked about this yet because there's very little to talk about, honestly. I'm super curious where it goes, and I'm closing in on the end, so we'll see soon. But as of yet, not much to talk about. In other Confidant news, the squad changed the abusive boyfriend's heart, and Chihaya can hardly believe it. But we've established the Fortune social link. Who called it? Chihaya wants to test us some more. And these tests consist of Chihaya finding a customer who has a terrible fate and asking Yoshi to change it. I originally thought we'd keep changing the fate of these people by changing hearts in mementos, similar to the first case. But it turns out we changed their fate by talking to them and convincing them to go with a better option in their life. The useful thing is Chihaya promises to read my fortune in exchange for my time spent, which means different bonuses. For instance, at level 1 I can boost the growth of a social stat of my choosing, and at level 3 I can boost the money gained from battle, which are both pretty damn handy. There are limitations. The boost only lasts for 1 day, it costs me 5,000 yen for each fortune, and I can't have my fortune read on a rainy day. But it's still pretty handy. Still not gonna give back that 100,000 yen though, huh? Chihaya did drop a hint about being some kind of a monster, but that's all so far. We're still early in the link. We'll have to see where it goes. I spent some more time with Tai Takemi, and that guy Oyamata showed up, the chief surgeon from the university she worked at before. Seems he's mad at Takemi for stealing his patients, and he drops a bombshell while he's there. There was a specific patient that Takemi was hoping to cure with these clinical trials. She has died. Her condition apparently deteriorated faster than expected, and now Oyamata wants Takemi to shut down her clinic or a vague threat will happen. How vaguely scary. Obviously, I'm not going to let that happen because the goth doctor is going to become Yoshi's girlfriend. So that's where we're at with this so far. I'm still holding on to my predictions as previously stated, which are the distinguished man is Black Mask, and the member of our group that sells out Yoshi is Morgana. Those are long-term predictions. I don't expect to have those validated for a while. And right now I have no idea what to expect from our next target, but I guess we'll have to find out. So if you want to find out with me, like and subscribe, and turn on that little notification bell so that you don't miss a video. I do lots of other random things, whatever I feel like doing that week, really, so check that stuff out too. I hope you're having a good time. I hope your life is going great, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, Internet.